Alright, Mr. West here. I switched the camera back to the 1920 versus, actually this is the highest setting, 1080 something, whatever, I can't remember. So actual resolution is 1900 by something, 900 I think. Anyway, yeah, I didn't like the 720-640, even with the higher grade 60p. So anyway, it should look better. The last couple of videos I was not happy with it. It looked kind of grainy. This actually brings you in closer. So the only reason I was wanting to use the other is maybe that a greater field of view, a wider angle of view was better. Because this is a little bit reduced, but it brings things closer to you and you can see more detail. Anyway, so morning flight, January 1st, 2012. beautiful morning, no wind, it's warm. I set my timer for 13 minutes, it's just now counting down to off, or the 13 down. Seems like she still has some juice in there, but not gonna do it. All right. I took the down pitch angle out of the motor again. I went back to 0, and the elevator is fairly close to 0 right now, and when I pull throttle off hard up there, it wants to float. And I move the batteries forward a ½ inch. So I'm gonna creep forward another ½ inch. I move forward a ¼ inch. I'm gonna move forward another ¼ inch from previous settings, and see if that helps. I want that nose to come down just slightly. That'll improve slow flight characteristics. It may make it a little speedier, a little faster, but I definitely don't want it stalling. That would be ugly. 12 pounds of something falling out of the air. Comes down pretty fast. Anyway. Again, thanks for watching. I appreciate your comments out there, and I'll see you again. Now, hopefully in the next day or so, I'll have my FPV gear or my ground gear worked out. Yesterday I did a range check, and to see on the ground, that is, I found a long stretch of road. Unfortunately, there was a lot of metal poles in the mix, so there's a lot of interference, but I'm attributing that to the poles, because even at the long range and the antenna pointing properly at it, I made a bow type antenna a while ago, several months ago, and so I used the bow tie. I hadn't really been able to check the distance, but anyway, we did that yesterday. I wanted to see which was the weak length, the radio or the video link, and it turns out the video is the weak link. I was able to get a full mile on the ground, flat road with railroad tracks and metal street lamp poles. Quite a few of them, actually, poles. A mile of that, and so I was quite impressed with the radio ground performance, and the video link was good to 3/4 of a mile on the ground. That's with a tuned transmitter, 2.4 transmitter antenna, rubber ducky, omnidirectional rather, but a tuned one. I made it, so no, I'm using the rubber ducky body, but I have a solid steel antenna in there that I've cut to length using a voltage voltmeter to detect at the receiver voltage on reception. So the greater the voltage, the greater the reception. Use that method and tuned that antenna to that frequency. And then the bow tie is also 2.4 on each, so it's a quad, what do they call it, a bi-quad. So you have two squares. Most of you have seen it. It's referred to as a bow tie, because that's the shape. It's two squares touching at one corner. So those are set on they look like they're set on diamonds horizontally. and that's how I have it situated too, is horizontal. So I'm not really positive 100% whether or not that's the best arrangement, meaning horizontal versus vertical. I believe horizontal. I can't remember what the instructions. It's been so long. And so anyway, I did that and was impressed. I strapped down my fuselage in the back, right on the tailgate of my brother-in-law's pickup truck, and had him drive away. And I had my ground station set up there with the monitor and the antenna, blah blah. I tried 2 different antennas. I did the bow tie style on a dish, like a DirecTV elliptical, or an oval, I should say, or elliptical shape, yeah. It's actually more elliptical, isn't it, than oval? An elliptical shape. So it was a bi, I don't know what they call that, bi receiver type. It had 2 eyes, so it's elliptical in shape. Round ones might be more suited to the single, but anyway, per a DIY kind of thing I found on the internet, real knowledgeable guys, they were using an oval elliptical shaped dish and the bow tie, and so I copied their arrangement, and they posted up how-tos on that, and it was pretty cool. Well, my point is that it didn't work nearly as well. It was like half the distance as my flat reflector with the bow tie in front of it. So I'll keep using that and maybe try to fine-tune the dish version, because the dish is supposed to be more focused, as I understand it. And the one that I'm using, the bow tie, is more broad. And it's true, in close range it works good. It's like an omnidirectional. I think if I point it towards the sky, it'll work still really well as an omni close. But then I can point it right at the aircraft at 3/4 of a mile away, and there must be a lobe that jets out or points out quite far. Anyway, and this is all on 200 milliwatt transmitter, with no modification other than the antenna is a tuned 2.4 specific antenna versus the stock $3 3 dBi antenna. So this is a half wave that I have here. Excuse me, it's a quarter wave. Yeah, it's a quarter wave, 2.4 gigahertz tuned antenna. Been hearing a lot of good things about the quarter wave is better than most of them. People have tried 5/8 and even half waves and blah blah. The next thing I want to do is investigate the cloverleaf as the transmitter antenna. Cloverleaf then would go on the bird there, and currently I have it in the shoulders. You remember seeing that. So I'll give that a go. I'll start investigating that and look at building one of those for just really good information about that. Now I'm not sure what my receiver antenna needs to be. I believe it needs to be a coil also. So the cloverleaf is a coil style, as I understand it. It sends out a pattern in a spiral versus a sphere that has slices in it, or spherical like these omnis are, omnidirectionals. Other than that, Happy New Year's to everybody. Be safe. Hope you were safe last night, and hope everyone got home safe. And again, I do appreciate you guys taking a look at my simple videos. I know it gets boring. It's really pretty boring video, but it's all in preparation, getting used to the bird, and the goal is to get this ground gear on, and then I have not flown, strange as it might seem, I have not flown first-person view 100% yet. Now I have some with my monitor with a dark tube around it, a dark box around it, and looking down into the box. And I did some in the box and out of the box flying, but not 100% locked in. I never knew what my range was like, so I was always afraid of going too far and then radio dropping out or whatever, because the video you can see start dropping out, and that's no big deal. It's the radio that I feared would drop out and I'd have a pile of crap to go pick up somewhere. Anyway, so there you go. Happy thoughts to everybody, and Happy New Year to you. West out.